I said, I will die on the way, or I will meet her next life. I was living, it was between hope and despair. I had a hope because childhood prophecy that mom and people told me, oh, you will marry a woman far away land, born in this Juraic sign, Taurus. She belongs to nobility, honor of lands and forests and lakes. So the moment I was thinking this prophecy, then I used to be very happy. But in reality, I couldn't support myself, so I was a vagabond on the street. I was asking all the time why I was born as untouchable in India. Because I didn't sit inside the classroom, and the moment my classmates were touching me by mistake, then they were washing themselves. And that was very painful to see that. When I was sad, I was drawing. When I was happy, I was drawing and expressing my feeling. I got a scholarship and to study the Arts College in New Delhi. So I was going to the center of the city to draw portrait to earn some money to buy my bread.
What is really life about? Who am I? And all these questions came up, and of course I had the feeling that I will have the answers for these questions. That's, I think, dragged me to India.
It was evening, a winter evening.
And we were actually just passing through this park. I saw a big fountain, and under there was a little boy.
When she came close to me, I remember I was wetness.
My mom used to say, oh, I'd love to have a type of pencil charcoal of me and my sisters.
I remember when I saw her, she had big eyes, you know, the blue eyes. And her eyes are like exclamation. She's photographing me within.
There was a little tension and vibration, and
she came back actually day after day, actually 3 times.
But was not really satisfied. It was not, you know, you really a little bit critical.
She said, she was smiling, and said, I want to have another portrait. Oh, you like that one? Yes, I will do 1,000 portraits, I said.
And Piquet was very hearty, you know, and open. I mean, he's that type of person, you know, you really feel, like him very much.
I remember the professor. May I ask you a few personal questions? Yes. Are you born in May? Her eyes were becoming, yes, but how did you know?
There was the feeling that this is something.
Then I asked second question. Are you a musician or music teacher or music? Yes, I'm studying music to be a music teacher.
Of course, looking back at this, that it was there. It was meant to be.
Third question asked, are you an owner of jungles? I said, I remember. Jungles, no, but forest. I'm an owner of forest and land, lakes, like that. And I was shaky, you know, she said everything, yes, and I was so nervous, same time I didn't know how I couldn't express fully. The English sentences were not coming properly, you know, it was just halfway. I said, it's decided in the heaven, we are destined to meet. I told her, you will be my wife.
Of course, I got first thesis, and my first reaction is, well, I didn't finish my education, you know, all these practical things, how we make the living. And
she stared at me. I got frightened. Now she will go to the police and I will lose my permission to do portraits of tourists, I said. And I couldn't look into her eyes, I remember. Oh my God, why I'm telling like this, so strange. I looked down, I remember, and I started sharpening my pencils. I felt really guilty and nervous and afraid.
He was really shaky, and I said, it's not right.
She didn't smile, she was very serious. She said, what did you say? And I had no courage left. But the same voice came out. I repeated the same. We are destined to meet, you will be my wife.
From my heart, it was obvious. It was there. That was the man I wanted to share my life with.
After a few minutes, he said, what we will do now? And She followed me. I said, close your eyes, I said. And she closed her eyes and took her to this one of the wheels.
This is no beginning, no ending. I mean, it's all there, isn't it? The start of life.
She was crying.
I just feel this union. It's a great symbol for me.
And there, she jumped on me, gave a kiss. Only my mom used to give kiss in India to me. But she gave a kiss. And the untouchable man, I used to feel myself below the dogs and cows, Suddenly I felt now I'm taller than the sky.
And I got hold of a beautiful red sari. And of course that was the opportunity to wear it, meeting his father for the first time.
She changed into a sari, I remember, silk sari. I went to my dad and I bowed down on his feet. I want to marry, I said. Whom? I found the lady that you used to talk about. My father got nervous.
I felt his happiness.
But is she Taurus, are you sure? Yes, she's a typical Taurus, don't worry, Papa.
Of course, father knew in this, then it was fulfilled. So I was there, the one the prophecy was telling about.
And when I took her to the village, many thousand came with drums.
And I feel back home.
Lotta was whispering to me, Pika, I feel here like a queen. So many people are greeting me.
And on the way back to Sweden, I think that was from Iran somewhere, I wrote a letter to my parents and I found the man I loved to share my life with.
Actually, she told me that she will come back in August. But she didn't come back. Then I thought, I must study. If she can't come, then I have to go. 600th century, 500th century, they had a connection with China, direct connection from Orissa. And the monks were coming to study in the university, for example, Buddhist university in Orissa. That I studied in school. Faxian, I don't know how to pronounce these names, and Wansang. One of them walked, I remember, to my village. I was thinking, my God, from China. Then why not I can bicycle then to the west? But I never loved biking. It was very painful. That was the only alternative I had, I said, I will die on the way, or I will meet her next life.
And I warned him. Actually. I still got that letter.
I didn't think very much. Only thing I wanted to be with her. I was mad actually. When we're in love, you are blind.
I said, please don't go on your own. Please try to get a company. It's more safe if something will happen.
And I had no knowledge of geography. Iran, the roads were very good. And I had many times fell down in Afghanistan, many accidents. And when I heard this Chinese initiative, one belt, one road, and I felt, oh my God, so happy in my heart. Some government of the country is making as priority number one to connect the whole humanity, whole world. It will go through much Beijing to the whole Western world. It's fantastic initiative.
A whole globe at the moment. There's so much separation, like suffering, and the meaning of our traveling is that everyone should be reminded that we are not separated. We all one.
I remember when Lotta's father, first time I met, I didn't know how to respect, how to greet. So I fell down on his feet, I remember. Prostrate, like in India they do it. And he wanted to greet me his way, He was looking up, and they were lifting me up, and Lotta was drawing my hand and father's hand, and I didn't understand.
Of course, my parents didn't go abroad. There is some misunderstandings.
She belongs to the nobility. My mother-in-law said, this house you are staying, actually we have a paragraph, not black people are supposed to stay here, or foreigners are supposed to stay here. They didn't dislike me, but they welcomed me actually, and the storm came, but we stand together.
Some of my relatives too, they asked Vicky, so you're on a vacation? When are you going back to India? No, I'm not going back to India. I'm going to stay here.
I didn't understand the Swedish words, black or something like that. I didn't understand, so I didn't take into me.
Sometimes people just asked, are you still married?
Lotta was very strong. She had very strong willpower. No one could stop. She loved me.
The feeling that we are not disconnected, we are always united. We're not going to be separated.
Love wins at last.
That's the hope, isn't it?
I am in love with China. It's so open-hearted person, so warm-hearted people.
I don't like when people say things about the East or West.
We are sitting in one globe. Everything is tied together.
Love is the energy, I told you, that is, everyone is longing for love. It's quite natural because we all come from love. And we are proceeding towards love, I always believe in that.